In Model 2, you'll notice immediately that there are no intermediate schools in Model 2. You'll notice that there'll be one new elementary that'll be built. East will be an elementary school, and West will turn into a middle school. The middle schools will be 6 through 8, and this will mean there'll be 3. There'll be North, South, and West as grades 6 through 8 middle schools. The positives for Model 2 are that there's one less transition for students. There's more time for middle schools to build relationships with students, families, curricular alignment, 5th grade elementary, and 6th grade middle. Again, elementary schools will be K-5, middle schools will be 6-8, and then they'll go to the high school. There'll be more extracurricular opportunities in middle school for students. The traffic will be better. Some challenges of Model 2 include the impact on the feeder system. There'll be 8 K-5s and 3 6 through 8 middle schools. East will need kindergarten classrooms and a playground update. West will need additional classrooms and flex spaces. And also as a challenge, West and South will share a football stadium and track. For our K-5 schools, you can see that our sections are broken down for the elementaries. So for 2026, 2027 at the K-5 level, there'll be 5 schools with 5 sections. There'll be 3 schools with 4 sections, and in 2031 and 2032, there'll be 5 schools with 5 sections, 3 schools with 4 sections, and a projected enrollment of 4,825 students. In 2026, 2027, the projected enrollment for our middle schools will be 2,730 students across the 3 middle schools. For 2031, 2032, there'll be a projected enrollment of 988 students per school. This slide shows the layout for Model 2, where West is converted to a middle school and East is a K-5 elementary school. Note the thick black line that divides the 2 schools just below the golden kindergarten classes. Additionally, note the turquoise-colored room additions that will be added to West as it expands to become a 6 through 8 middle school. This slide highlights the additions to West, the new practice fields, and East's new playground. It also shows the tennis courts that will be rebuilt and the parking that will be reconfigured and expanded. If you're wondering where will we put the new elementaries, for both Model 1 and Model 2, the board has been very intentional about having the land for each. North of Sycamore on Dan Jones, Avon Schools owns a little bit more than 38 acres. Near Whispering Pines, Avon Schools owns more than 32 acres. Again, it's important to remember that in Model 2, just like in Model 1, there'll be no taxpayer impact, nor will there be a referendum impact.
You can see on this slide costs for Model 2. Certainly a significant amount of funds as we start talking about school constructions, building new schools, adding on to classrooms. A little bit more expensive than Model 1, but again, we can do this with no impact to our taxpayers and no construction referendum being necessary.
In our next video, you'll get to hear from Dr. Dustin LeMay, our Director of Secondary Teaching and Learning, and he will talk about what Model 3 means for our students as we accommodate growth in the future.